After the crucible of the Masters last week, you can see it on the guys' faces how much fun they're having coming to Harbortown for this week's RBC Heritage presented by Boeing. Just take the smiles on the faces of defending champion Matthew Fitzpatrick and Savannah's own Open champion Brian Harman.
Yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite stops all year. State of South Carolina, I'm so happy that they've got such a good field. This is such a great event, and they've always supported this event, even when it got a little dicey there. I don't know, 7-8 years ago, we were afraid we were going to lose this tournament. I'm so glad that it's still here and kind of made it through, and they've got a great field, great weather. It's going to be a fantastic event.
It always seems like you have a good following here, being a local guy. So entering this tournament, how special is it to always come back, getting to play basically in your home backyard? And also, do you have any local friends or family that you plan on seeing this week?
Yeah, we always entertain a pretty big crowd. This week, my parents, my in-laws, a bunch of friends from Savannah, they always come out and support, which is fantastic. This is the first tournament that I attended as a spectator, first PGA Tour event that I played as an amateur. And yes, so for me, this is an incredible spot. I love the golf course. And like I said, it's always really, really comforting to be back here.
It was good fun. Yeah, it was good fun. Like I said, it's something I've seen happen a lot. So been here over the years and seen it from other players. So yeah, it was good fun to be a part of it this time.
And obviously defending your title this week, I guess, knowing the affinity that you have for this place, having spent a lot of time here, especially as a kid, I guess, what are some of those memories that come flooding back specifically to that Sunday here last year?
Yeah, just the shot in the playoff, the final shot to win. That's the first thing that my mind goes back to, and having my fiance here, my parents here, to sort of see that was, just made it extra special for a place that we've been coming for so long, and to be a winner of this event is incredible.
How has the reception that you receive everywhere changed since the Open, and how exciting is it to think to Thursday morning or afternoon, whenever it is, that you're announced at this event closest to home? A lot of people you probably haven't seen or heard since July welcoming you here.
Yeah, it's certainly been a different experience being a major champion, but I'm here for all of it. I love it. It's been fantastic. It's given me what I feel like is a little bit more room to try and perform the way that I feel like that I can perform. Not that it's given me any sort of a cushion, but it's given me a little extra confidence, and it's given me a little extra motivation to try and work really hard to try and put my game back into the place that's good enough to win a major.
Because of your history in this area, you don't come into these tournaments unless you have confidence to win, but what is your ties to this place and Hilton Head, and the fact that you were able to finally win it last year? What does that do for you this year? Is there a pressure? Is there a looseness? How does that feel?
No, it feels the same as any other year. I think for me, you got to go off where the current state of your game is, and I feel like it's okay. It's not as good as I want it to be, but it's not as bad as I want it to be. So bad as it could be. So yeah, there's no pressure for me this week. I'm just going to go out there, enjoy it. There's no cut to even worry about. It's about trying to be probably aggressive for 4 days and try and make as many birdies and as few bogeys as possible. So.
Last Monday when you were talking at the Masters, a lot of people asked about being in Georgia, home type of event. Are these 2 weeks circled for you going into the season every year, and the excitement level for you to play so close?
Yeah, for sure. Growing up in Savannah, you're almost an adopted South Carolinian over here. And like I said, getting a chance to play as an amateur here, I'm very familiar with this place. I love this area. I love the Coastal Empire. So like I said, I'm just really thrilled that this tournament is getting such a good field, getting a little extra recognition. Maybe some guys that wouldn't normally play this event are showing up, and I'm fairly certain they'll fall in love with it, and it'll be a more permanent start on their schedules.
Matt, this tournament always has that rep of being after the Masters. Everybody can kind of take a breath and maybe relax a little bit more. But with this becoming a signature event, do you think the vibe and what this tournament is like is going to change?
Probably, yeah. I think it's probably easier in a 70-man field with no cut to kind of get up for it again, in my opinion. Certainly that's the way I feel. I feel like, when it has a cut, it's kind of a little bit more relaxed, and you're like, well, it was a tough week last week, kind of come in here. Particularly depending on how you've played the previous week as well. I think if you played poorly, it's probably easy to get up for a week with a cut, whereas if you've played well, it's like, well, I had a good week last week, I'm playing pretty nicely, I'm kind of just going to go with the flow. Whereas I think when it's 70-man, no cut, it's easier to kind of continue that momentum that you may have picked up from Augusta to, to push on and keep going, because, you've got 4 days, that's plenty of time to make up any ground on any scores. So for me, I think it's probably, I think people might be more up for it now. It's like you say, it's more of a signature event. So.
And from the times you visited here in your youth, what was the one thing you most wanted to show your fiance when you first took her here?
There's loads of things really, but probably Salty Dog Cafe is probably a good one. Yeah, ice cream over there is always good, but just wandering around the harbour where the lighthouse is, and looking in the shops, just general stuff, driving around. It's just such a nice sort of quiet island, so it's great.
Was it different coming back after being here a kid and now being the champion, walking back to Hilton Head outside of golf? What was it like driving down 278 and William Hilton Parkway, coming here and appreciating Hilton Head in a different way maybe this time?
It still feels the same. It's just like a nice bonus of being, last year's champion. So I think for me, I've just been looking forward to coming back, and obviously sort of looking around, it feels like it's the same every year for me, and that's what makes it such an exciting week. We know what we're getting. As a family, we love being here, and I think that's what makes it so special.
When we come back, the story of two mayors, one a past mayor, one still a present mayor, and the huge impact this tournament has had on them and their communities.